Elena was sitting quietly in her room when the phone rang. She picked up the phone carefully. It was Mrs. Carter calling. Elena, can you babysit tonight? Mrs. Carter asked. Elena looked at the clock. It was already 6 o'clock p.m. Babysitting at night was hard because it meant putting the children to bed. That was always the most difficult part. But Elena said, "Yes, I can." Mrs. Carter smiled and said, "Great. Please be here by 7." Then she hung up the phone. Elena took a deep breath. She had babysat before, but every night was different. She thought, what will happen tonight? Will the children listen to me? Will the baby sleep well? At exactly 7 o'clock p.m., Elena arrived at Mrs. Carter's house. The door opened, and Mrs. Carter greeted her warmly. "Thank you for coming, Elena. The baby just woke up. Mommy and Emma had dinner, but they still have lots of energy," she said. Elena smiled and said, "No problem. We will be fine." Mrs. Carter picked up her coat. "Call me if you need anything," she said. Then she left the house. After the door closed, the house became very quiet. It was almost too quiet. Elena wondered where the children were. Suddenly, she heard a loud shout. "Elena!" It was Tommy. Then she heard running footsteps. "We want to play," Emma screamed happily. Elena laughed softly. But then there was a loud crash. Elena turned her head quickly and asked, "What was that?" No one answered. Tommy and Emma were still running and laughing. Tommy said, "Can we watch a movie?" Emma said, "But I want to play." Tommy said again, "And I am hungry." Elena looked at the clock. Only 5 minutes had passed since she arrived. Elena said calmly, "Okay, one thing at a time. First, no running inside the house." Emma crossed her arms and said, "But I need a snack." Suddenly, a soft cry came from the baby's room. Elena listened carefully. The baby's crying became louder. "Wait here," Elena said. She walked toward the baby's room. At the same time, Tommy shouted, "Elena, I can't find my toy." Emma said, "I am still hungry." The baby cried louder. 3 voices were speaking at the same time. Elena did not know what to do first. She said, "Tommy, your toy can wait. Emma, you can have an apple now." Then she tried to check the baby, but the baby kept crying. It got worse. The baby's face was red. Elena asked herself, is the baby hungry? Is he wet? Is he tired? She did not know. She took a deep breath and stayed calm. Suddenly, there was a beep sound from the kitchen. "Elena, something is burning," Tommy yelled. Elena froze. She did not turn on the oven. What was happening? She ran to the kitchen. Smoke was coming from the oven. "Who touched the oven?" she asked. Tommy looked down and said quietly, "I just pressed a button." Elena took a deep breath. "Never touch the oven again," she said firmly. She turned off the oven. The beeping stopped, but the smell stayed. Meanwhile, the baby kept crying. Emma held her stomach and said, "I need food now." Elena said, "Emma, you can wait." Emma replied, "I am starving." Tommy said, "She is not starving. She ate a big dinner." Emma crossed her arms again. "I still want food." The baby's cries became louder. Elena felt her head pounding. First the baby, she said to herself. She went back to the baby's room, but the crying did not stop. Elena checked the baby's diaper. It was dry. She gave the baby a bottle of milk, but the baby did not want it. The crying became harder. Elena checked the time. Only 10 minutes had passed since Mrs. Carter left. It felt like hours. Suddenly, Elena heard a soft splash. Water was everywhere in the bathroom. Emma, Tommy, what are you doing? She called. No answer, just laughter and more water splashing. Elena ran to the bathroom. The floor was wet. Tommy held a cup. We are playing a game, he said. Emma laughed. It's a flood, she said. Elena said, turn off the water now. Tommy dropped the cup but smiled. It is fun, he said. Elena shook her head. This is not fun. It is bad. Help me clean this up. But Emma said, I am hungry. Tommy said, I want to play. The baby cried louder. The kitchen still smelled like smoke. The floor was wet. Elena felt her head spinning. Everything was happening at the same time. Suddenly, the lights flickered once, twice, and then went out. Total darkness. Emma whispered, Elena, I am scared. Elena said, I don't know why the power is out. Maybe it will come back soon. Don't panic. The baby stopped crying for a moment, then started again, louder. Tommy laughed. This is cool. A spooky house. Emma said, It is not cool. I don't like this. Elena took a deep breath. Okay, stay close. We will find a flashlight. Elena held the small flashlight tightly. The light was weak, but it helped her see in the dark kitchen. She looked around carefully. The fridge beeped softly. The power was off, but the fridge still had some energy left. Let's stay calm, Elena said to Tommy and Emma. We will find a way. Suddenly, there was a loud bang at the front door. Emma gasped. Someone is here. Sir. Elena felt nervous, but she kept her voice steady. Stay behind me, she said. Tommy whispered, maybe it's a ghost. Elena smiled softly. There are no ghosts. Maybe it is the wind. She moved slowly toward the door with the flashlight. The baby was still crying in his crib. When Elena looked through the door's peephole, she saw no one. The porch was empty, just the cold, quiet night outside. Elena opened the door slowly. Nothing was there except a small box on the floor. She picked up the box carefully. It was light and not heavy. On top of the box, there was a note. It had only one word. For you. Elena felt a little shiver. She opened the box. Inside, there was a small red collar with a tiny bell. She looked at Tommy and Emma. This is for the kitten, she said. Tommy smiled widely. Can we keep it? He asked. Elena shook her head. It is not our kitten, but it is a gift. The baby stopped crying and looked at Elena softly. Emma smiled. This is strange but nice, she said. Elena tried to relax. She put the collar back in the box. Suddenly, she heard a soft thump from the closet. Everyone stopped moving. The closet door slowly opened a little bit. A small shadow appeared. Elena's heart beat faster. She took a deep breath and shone the flashlight inside. Nothing was there, only coats and boxes. She smiled. See? Nothing scary. But then another thump came. This time it was softer, slow, and steady. Suddenly, a tiny kitten walked out of the closet. It had big eyes and small paws. It looked up at Elena and the children. Emma blinked. A cat, she said. Tommy laughed. Not a ghost, just a cat. The baby made a happy sound. The kitten walked to the crib. The baby stopped crying and smiled. Elena picked up the kitten gently. Where did you come from? She asked softly. Tommy whispered, Maybe it's a magic cat. Elena smiled but said, No magic, just a lucky kitten. At that moment, the lights flickered and came back on. The house was bright again. Elena felt relief. The fridge hummed normally, and the kitchen smelled fresh. The baby giggled happily while looking at the kitten. Elena knew the night was still long, but now she felt a little more hope. She looked at Tommy and Emma. Let's try to calm down now. Tommy nodded, and Emma smiled softly. Elena knew she must be strong for the children. She said, We can do this together. They all stayed close, ready for whatever happened next. Late at night, after the lights came back on, Elena was still holding the little kitten. The house felt much calmer now. The baby was smiling and no longer crying. Tommy and Emma sat quietly nearby. Everything seemed peaceful. The air was calm, and the worries of the evening seemed to fade away. But Elena knew the night was not yet over. Suddenly, there was a soft knock at the front door. Elena's heart began to beat faster. She held the kitten close in her arms and walked slowly toward the door. Tommy and Emma followed her, feeling curious but also a little scared. They stayed close to Elena as she moved carefully. Elena opened the door just a little. Outside, a man stood near the fence. He looked calm and kind. His eyes were gentle. Hello, he said softly. Did you find the kitten? Elena nodded and showed him the note that had come with the collar. Did you leave this? She asked. The man smiled warmly. Yes, I left it this morning. I found the kitten outside and could not keep it. When I heard the baby crying, I thought maybe the kitten could help. Emma's eyes grew wide with surprise. It worked! The baby is happy now, she said with a big smile. Tommy clapped his hands. Thank you for the kitten, he said loudly and happily. The man laughed quietly. You are welcome. The kitten is yours now. Take good care of him, he said kindly. Emma smiled brightly. Can we name the kitten Midnight? She asked. Elena laughed softly. Of course, she said. Midnight is a perfect name. The man waved goodbye and walked slowly down the quiet street. Elena closed the door and looked at the kitten. It purred softly in her arms. The little cat was warm and gentle. It made her feel safe and happy. Tommy cheered, Midnight is our new friend. Emma clapped her hands happily, and the baby giggled once more. The house felt alive with happiness and peace again. Elena felt proud and relieved. The night had been very hard, but now it was full of hope and joy. She thought back on all the challenges she had faced: the crying baby, the noise from the children, the smoke from the oven, the water on the bathroom floor, the power outage, and the strange sounds in the house. All of these made the night difficult. She remembered feeling scared sometimes, but she stayed calm and strong. She helped the children feel safe and cared for. She made sure the baby was okay and helped Tommy and Emma calm down. Now, with the kitten and the lights back on, everything was peaceful. Elena knew she had learned a lot from this night. She felt more confident and brave. She understood that even when things get hard, patience and kindness can help. Mrs. Carter came back home and smiled when she saw Elena and the children safe and happy. "Thank you, Elena," she said warmly. "You did a wonderful job tonight." Elena smiled back. She looked at Tommy, Emma, the baby, and Midnight, the kitten. She knew she had survived the babysitting night. The kitten jumped gently from Elena's arms and walked around the room. It was curious and playful. Tommy and Emma laughed feared as they watched Midnight explore the house. Elena sat down on the couch and took a deep breath. She felt tired, but happy. She thought about how much she had learned that night. Babysitting was not just about watching children. It was about being patient, calm, and kind. It was about solving problems and staying strong, even when things go wrong. She looked at the children. Tommy was now quiet and calm, holding one of his toys. Emma was smiling and hugging the kitten. The baby was asleep, peaceful and safe. Elena smiled. "Tonight was hard, but we did it together," she said softly. The night was quiet now. The wind was gentle outside the window. The house was warm and safe. Elena thought about the little kitten, Midnight. She believed the kitten had brought a little magic to the night. The kitten helped calm the baby and brought comfort to everyone. Elena knew she would never forget this night. It was a night full of surprises, challenges, and small miracles. She felt ready for the next time she would babysit. She knew that no matter what happened, she could handle it. Elena looked at the clock. It was late, but she felt peace inside. She whispered, "Thank you, Midnight." As the kitten curled up beside her, Tommy and Emma yawned and said good night. Elena helped them get ready for bed. The baby slept soundly in the crib. Elena turned off the lights and closed the door gently. She knew she had done her best. The night was over, and the house was calm again. Elena smiled and thought, "I survived the babysitting night. I am stronger than I thought." She was proud of herself and ready for whatever came next. This story about Elena's babysitting night shows us many things. Elena faced many problems. The children were loud and active. The baby cried a lot. There were accidents like the oven turning on by mistake and water spilling in the bathroom. The power went out, and strange noises made everyone scared. But Elena did not give up. She stayed calm and helped the children feel safe. She found the kitten that made the baby happy. In the end, everyone was safe and happy. The lesson from this story is very important. Life can be full of problems and surprises. Sometimes things go wrong, and it can be hard. But if we stay calm, patient, and kind, we can handle these challenges. Helping others and staying strong can make a big difference. Small things like a kitten or a kind word can change a hard night into a happy one. You can use this lesson in your own life. When you face difficult times, take a deep breath and stay calm. Think about how to solve problems step by step. Be kind to yourself and others. Remember that patience and courage, will help you get through tough moments. Thank you for listening to this story from start to finish. By hearing and understanding the story, you have improved your English listening skills. You are getting better and better. Now, here is a small question for you. What helped calm the baby during the night? A. The lights coming back on. B. The little kitten. Please comment your answer. A or B. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe to our channel to support us. Your subscription gives us the energy to create more good stories for you to learn English. If you want to help us more, you can donate. We work hard to make free content for you, but it is not easy at the beginning. Your support helps us keep going and make better lessons. Thank you very much for being here and learning English with us. We hope to see you again in the next story.